Hi guys, the secret to getting ahead is getting started. You know who said that? Me. No. The secret to getting ahead is to getting started. Mark Twain. That goes way back. Mark Twain, that's Mark Twain's quote. And there's so much truth to that. So, when you want to do whatever, you want to go to college, you want to be a great painter, you want to be a great athlete, get started. Just push start. Okay? That is the secret to success, is getting started. People make so many excuses. They say, okay, fine. I want to be a painter. I want to be an artist. And they walk into an arts craft store and they look at all the supplies and think, oh my God, I don't have $200 to buy this kit. I don't have $100 to buy these oils or these paintings. Just start. Go to Lowe's and buy latex paint. Just buy the samples of latex paint. Just buy a piece of plywood and paint on that. Just start. Let's say you want to be, I'm trying to think of anything, artist, a musician. You want to be a musician like myself. Okay, just get started. I don't have the money to buy a guitar. I don't have the money to buy a piano, okay? When I was in college, I didn't have the money to buy a really good piano. I didn't have the money. So what I did is I would go to the practice room at my university and I'd practice on the piano. I said, well, but I want my own piano. Of course I want my own piano. But you know what I did? I went to all the other surrounding colleges. I went to UCLA. I went to Berkeley. I went to Cal Poly. I went to all these different universities, and I walked in the music department real quiet, and I went on their pianos because I wanted to practice on a grand piano. I didn't want to practice on a small little studio piano, which all my community college had was a small little pianos like you see in a church. And I'm thinking, I want to play on a grand piano. So you can go to a church, you can find a piano. You can go to any local college and find a piano. And the better the college, the more money they have, the better equipment they have. So I'd sneak in there and I'd sit down at this full grand piano and play for hours until someone said, are you a student here? I'm going, oh. They'd throw me out. So that if there's a will, there's a way, okay? So just focus on taking those small steps, okay? Like Mark Twain said, start. Success starts with starting. Just start. I have a really good friend of mine that I work with. I'm not going to mention where, but he's so afraid to start. He keeps making excuses. Well, I've got kids and I've got 2 jobs and I don't have a car and I have enough money. I don't have the support, Let me tell you about support. I don't either, okay? I'm solo mio on my YouTube channel. I don't have that attaboy support from my family, mother, father, uncle, girlfriend, wife, significant other. I've got a bunny. I've got Leo. He's sitting right over there looking at me. And if you hear a little noise in the background, that's him. Because sometimes when I'm doing videos and I'm speaking, he'll think I'm talking to him and he starts making noise. But Leo is my pal. That's what I got. I don't have somebody behind me going, John, you can do this. You're great. You can be a YouTuber. You can make a lot of money. You go. I don't have that. I got me. I got me. Also, I got you guys, okay? I got all you guys out there supporting me and supporting my channel. So back to the subject. The subject is just start. Like Mark Twain said, just start. Think of your life as walking down a path, okay? You're on the path and you're looking You're looking at the end of the path. You're looking at the end of the path. And you get overwhelmed. You think, oh my God, I have so far to go. I so far to go. I got more classes to take. I've got more study to do. I've got more exercising to do. I got more research to do. I got more networking to do. I am so friggin' overwhelmed with everything. And you get overwhelmed with everything when you start seeing all the compound stuff that you got to do to achieve a major goal, okay? So just don't let it compound on you. Don't let it build on you and get you to the point where you're so overwhelmed, you get burnt out and you say, screw it, I don't want to do it. I'm just going to go to my day job, go to work and make money, and that's it. And you get in that cycle, and it's really hard to get out of that cycle. Because once you get in that day job cycle, that attitude, like, I am just a worker bee, I'm going to get up every morning, I'm going to work, I'm going to come home, I'm going to go to sleep, I don't feel like taking a shower, I don't feel like... You can get so burnt out on all that, okay? So if you just start in increments, small increments. You know, I talk all the time in my videos, always focus on the outcome. I want you to focus on the outcome because that's where you want to go. But I don't want you to focus on all the stuff between the start and the outcome. Just focus on getting started, okay? Back to what I was saying earlier about if you want to be a painter, okay? And you go in the store and you see all this stuff. It's like a candy store because you want to be a painter. You want to buy the best oils. You want to buy the best brushes. You want to have the best canvases to make the best paintings, you know? But the best is not in the materials. The best is in you. The materials will follow, okay? I remember when I first started playing in clubs years ago, and a really good friend of mine said to me, you're only as good as your material and your equipment. And I thought, what? He said, you're only good as your material and your equipment. Material meaning the songs you're going to sing, or the material you're going to play, and your equipment. And there's a lot of truth to that. But if you let yourself get hung up on that, you never go out and get that gig. Okay, you're like, I don't have a good enough amplifier, or material's not good enough. There's a little bit of truth to that, but the truth is, you got to get started somewhere, you know. So start in those increments, those small steps. So back to the painter analogy. You want to be a painter, and you want to buy all these great oils and great materials to be a great painter. Well, you're not going to be Michelangelo at the beginning, okay? You might have the talent, but you don't have the craft down. You don't have the study down. You don't have the materials, okay? But start. Here's the secret about starting. Let's say, like I said, you want to be a painter, and you go to Lowe's. I keep plugging Lowe's. I'm not plugging Lowe's. I'm saying, okay, you go to the hardware store. Go to the painter store. Let's give it a no name. You go to the painter store and you buy cheap paint. And you buy some wood. When I was painting years ago, I was painting in glass. I'd find old pieces of glass and paint on glass. Okay? It was just a way to be creative, a way to be out there with my creativity as far as wanting to be a painter. So what's great about going out and trying to create the things that you're going to paint on, instead of having that, I can just drop $500 on canvases and oils. Not only are you being more creative in your art, you're being more creative, and that creativity fosters that first step. And I used to paint on glass. When I was painting on glass, I wish I still had them, and I don't, but I would paint on glass. This is really cool. It's something completely different. Nobody's painting on glass. People are painting on canvases that they buy. So when you start at the very beginning, you just start. You say, I'm going to paint on, let's say, drywall. I'm going to paint on plywood. I'm going to paint on bricks or rocks. Okay, it gives you that creative. It makes you more creative. It brings out that creativity out of you more than it would. Everything just, there it is, and you're an artist. Okay, that's the benefit of starting, because when you start, you have to use that ingenuity and the creativity to create what you want to create. And that's what makes great music, and that's what makes great art and great engineering and great travel, is the experiment in itself. The experiment in itself is you taking the elements that are handed to you, not the elements that you can buy, but the elements that are around you, and just create something out of those elements. Let's say the shirt, for instance, okay? I like the shirt, you see it in a lot of my videos. Let's say I wanted to be creative with this shirt, and I wanted to cut holes in it, I wanted to put rhinestones on it, I wanted to put patches on it, whatever. That's a creative process. Just start the creative process. Just start the creative process. Like Mark Twain said, getting started is the beginning, right? So when you just start the creative process, it will unfold for you all the more possibilities. Okay? If you just stay stagnant and you don't do anything, and you just stay in that rut. Oh, okay, I'm going to stop. Get out of the rut. I'm going to be a little bit more forceful in this video. Get out of, I can't say that word. Get out of the rut, okay? Get out of your rut. Get up. Get out of bed. Put your shoes on. Well, get dressed first. Just get out of your slump and focus on getting started, okay? I use painting or art as an example, which is a great thing, because we all have a creative internal, what's the word I'm looking for, ability. We're human beings. We want to create things. We want to make things. We want to construct things. I said in one of my other videos one time, a lot of people, they'll go out and they'll buy this expensive toy for the kid. Those little electric motor bikes or wagons they buy the kids. It costs like $500 for Christmas or for their birthday. And they buy this expensive gift, okay? And the kid's excited. Wow, it's great. And he's getting in this truck, and he's driving the truck around the driveway. And then 2 days later, he's playing with a box. It's like, what the hell? I spent $500 on this car for my son, and he's playing with the box. Why is he playing with the box? He's playing with the box because we as human beings want to be creative. We want to design things. We want to make things. We want to alter things. We want to grow things. Okay? We want to create things. Having something given to you as a gift to use is not part of the creation process. Okay? But the box is. You can cut windows in it. You can make it look like a hut. You can make it look like a house. He made it look like what he wanted. Make shingles on top of the box. Get inside the box. Look out the window. It's a creative process. Human beings, the human mind, always wants to create something. Always wants to design something. And always wants to improve something that's been created or made. So going back to getting started, start with the grassroots of your ability. Go to the grassroots of your ability. Back to the painter, okay? just start painting on anything. When I was in junior high, I wanted to be a drummer. I had no money to buy a drum set, but I was in the drum corps in junior high. They had drums I could use. But I remember having drumsticks in my back pocket. And I remember everywhere I went throughout junior high school, on the lockers, on the water fountain, on the back of somebody's back, on somebody's shoulders, on the lockers again, I was banging on everything that existed because I wanted to hear all the different sounds. Hear all the different tones and sounds I could make with those drumsticks, because that's all I could afford. I could only afford drumsticks. I couldn't afford a drum set, But I was creative, and I went out there and I would play in everything. And then I started playing on garbage cans and buckets. If you go to New York City, Chicago, or Illinois, or LA, or Los Angeles downtown, you see these guys playing drums. They're just 5-gallon buckets you get from the hardware store, and they're banging on buckets, and they're getting tips. But they sound great. It's creative. So just start with whatever you have. Whatever you have. Put blinders on. Don't let anybody interrupt you, and just focus on whatever you have. If you don't have a piano, go to a school. If you don't have painting material, use the cheapest stuff you can find. Let's find a different example. Let's say you want to be, I'm having a senior moment here. I'm trying to think of another example. Let's say you want to be a veterinarian. Okay, you want to be a veterinarian so bad, and you don't have the means right now to go to school to be a veterinarian. You can volunteer at the local pound. You can volunteer walking dogs. You can do whatever it takes to be around animals. You can find a farm and volunteer in the farm. That's what I would do. I love being on a farm. I grew up on a farm. So, me personally, I would find a farm somewhere, and I would ask the owner. I would say, hey, can I work one day a week on your farm? I'll clean the stalls, I'll feed the animals, I'll walk the horses, whatever I got to do. I just want to be around the animals. And while you are around those animals, other things will flourish for you. Other things will open up for you to be what you want to be that veterinarian that you want to be. And you might think, oh wow, I not only can be a veterinarian, I could be a veterinarian for livestock, like cattle or horses, not just cats and dogs and your typical thing you're thinking at the local vets. It will open up your horizons, okay? So focus on getting started. I'm going to yell at you again. Get started. Here's my finger. That's my get started finger. Push the button. Just push the button. And I'm going to close with this. If you have anybody in your life right now that is negative, that is down on you, that is not supportive, that's not behind you, that's not with you, I'm going to give you the best advice I can give you. Other motivational people, well, just kick them to the curb and just move on and worry about you and all this kind of. Life is not that simple. You might be stuck with somebody because of health reasons. You might be stuck with somebody because of age. You might be stuck with somebody because of money. You can't move out from that person. I get it. I get it. But what you can do, you can eke out a little bit of time for yourself somewhere, somehow, in your small little world, even around that negative environment, and just start. Because as you build and build and build, I keep leaning into the camera. One day I'm going to be in the camera. You keep building and building and building and building, and eventually you're going to say, bye, see you. You're not for me. This life is not for me. This is not who I am. This is not what I want to be. This is not what I want to become. This is not what I planned in my life 10 years ago or 3 years ago. How did I end up here? Don't worry about any of that stuff. Just like Mark Twain said, starting, just start. And you can grow from there. You'll grow from there. Don't get bottled up with your environment. Don't let your environment put pressure on you. Don't let your environment stop you. Don't let your environment control your outcome. Okay? I'm going to wrap it up for this video. But I want to keep you guys focused, okay? And I love everybody. I'm trying to help you as much as I can. I'm trying to give you as much advice from my own life. This is from my own life, okay? I've been in all the situations. I've been in situations, bad relationships, bad family relationships, horrible living situations. I've been in all that. So I'm talking from knowledge and wisdom, okay? I'm talking from that. And I'm talking to you, the individual, not the masses. Oh, I have to have 5,000. I'm talking to you. You. Just start. It's hard. It's hard. It's very hard sometimes to start. We build up these walls. And I want you to do me a big favor. This can help you tremendously. After watching this video, if you want to watch it over and over again, that's fine. But after watching any of my videos, especially this video, go in the comments section and say, John, I started. Just go in the comments and say, I don't need to know anything more about you unless you want to share that with me. But just go in the comments section and say, I started. I'm going to be free. I'm going to be creative. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to see the outcome. And I'm going to create a great life for myself. Just go in the comment section and say, John, I started. And if you want to, you can elaborate with I started on being a better student. I started on studying more. I started on practicing more. I started on traveling more. Whatever it is. I started on growing a garden in the backyard. That's a really good example. Even, let's say you have a bigger goals. We all have big goals in life. But if you start on a small goal, starting a garden is an amazing, amazing place to start. If you start an herb garden like mint and basil, all the different, what's the word I'm looking for? Seeing you a moment again. All the different herbs, that's the word. If you just start an herb garden, you can start it in a small box on your back porch and see the growth with your herb garden. See, it will give you consistency. It will build consistency. It will build focus. It will build resolve. It will build success. It's a very small example. It's a very small way of seeing your successes, or seeing your success. And you can take that small success of growing that herb garden, okay? You can take that success and couple it with a bigger picture. Back at the beginning, I want to be a painter. I want to be a musician. A grander purpose, okay? Start with something small. Just start. I love you guys. Thank you very much. You can check out all my videos on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Really appreciate it. Also, please subscribe to my channel. Push the button. When you subscribe to my channel, it goes like a long way to me building my base and building my network on YouTube on this channel. Okay? Tell a friend to subscribe. Please subscribe and leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. You guys are great, and I love you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye now.